the pitch. They think it's all over. It is foul.
Hello and welcome to They Think It's All Over. David is still away working for a living, so it's welcome back to guest captain Matthew Pinsent. With Matthew and Jonathan this week is a British steeplechasing legend who says that his greatest achievement is beating John McCririck at snooker. If only the words "at snooker" weren't in that sentence. John Francome. With Steve and Rory this week is a comedian who says she derives her humour from the worst excesses of male behaviour, which invariably happen when they're together in a group. So God knows why she's here then. Joe Brand. We kick off the show with some unlikely excuses. Steve's team, your question concerns those bosom buddies, Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson. So what was Mike Tyson's excuse for kicking off their press conference punch-up and taking a bite out of Lennox's legs?
Why did he hit him? Is it because there wasn't a woman handy?
Yeah.
Or did he say, I apologise for hitting Lennox, but unfortunately, I appear to be suffering from a severe personality disorder characterised by paranoid ideation, schizoid features and unresolved issues in my childhood.
Yeah.
In other words, I'm a bit of a bastard.
Joe, have you been in a fight?
Yeah, I have. I knocked someone out once.
Oh, unlike Steve, has never knocked anybody out.
Roy, I'm going to ask you to lay off Steve. I think it's unfair. Steve Davis, one of the sporting greats of this country, and you sit there, you big, fat, bearded arsehole. Yes, I won't get to know what have you ever done? I'm not going to make that. That's right. You leave him alone. I remember him in his glory days. I saw you once. I saw him stride up confidently, and straight away got a 147. I was across the road waiting for a 134, but it was...
You're good at having a go at men, aren't you, Joe?
No, Rory.
The great quote of yours, I think it's very funny, I should read out. Joe Brown once said, "You can't trust a man with testicles." It's quite funny. What, do you mean you can't trust a man with your testicles, or...?
So he's just upset because I haven't got my sheep's outfit on tonight.
Boy, that's unfair. I've seen Jo in the shower and she's got a lovely set of bollocks. I went for it, haven't I? Could we have a look at that clip again, though? Because I noticed something most unusual. I don't know if we could show that again.
Hopefully, yes.
So you've got Lennox looking, you know, manly with the lady's hat on. What's that angler doing there? Look, he's a fisherman. Someone said there's a weigh-in. He had a very big pike he'd caught. Suddenly, he is embroiled.
Was it a fix? But the bouncers weren't told, and so they...
Yeah, roughly. I'll give you 3 points for that, yeah. Tyson claimed that the whole thing was meant to be a PR setup, but that nobody had remembered to tell Lewis's bouncer. Although Tyson's management claimed that he was responding angrily to a shouted claim by ex-boxer Mitchell Rose that he was a homo. Tyson screamed back, "I'll f*** you in the arse, you punk, you faggot. You ain't man enough to f*** with me, bitch. I'll f*** you till you love me, you faggot." A visibly shocked Sue Lawley said, and now record number 4. Matthew's team, it's the sport of kings for you. Here's the bay gelding Quixall Crossett in action at Southall.
And at this stage, old Quixall Crossett is last. Never mind. And they're just going a little bit fast for old Quixall Crossett, who's finding it all a bit too much. And it looks as if Quixall Crossett has been pulled up.
Now, even though Quixall Crossett failed to finish the race, his handlers still held a huge celebration party afterwards. But why? Matthew's team.
Nick, before we get on to the so-called sport of kings, may I address the nation on the burning issue of a certain Mr. Jamie Theakston?
Yeah. I feel that the nation has been waiting with bated breath. Jonathan.
I want you to open up your hearts to this young fella.
Yeah.
He's not the first to be attracted to the world of hardcore fetish behaviour. Why, my dear friend Steve Davis over there is often found in the evenings allowing young men with large sticks wearing waistcoats to walk all over him. Spare a thought for Jamie. You love it, John, I've got a serious question about racing, if I may raise it with you. You know those colourful little shirts and outfits they wear? I rather like those. Where do you get them, and do they do them in grown-up size? What advice would you give to any tiny people watching at home who might want to start racing? I mean, how did you get, you know, as far as you did?
I used to sleep with the trainers.
Well, that's one up from the horses, anyway.
So they celebrated even though Quixall Crossett lost?
Yeah.
The jockey got off and said he wouldn't run another race until he was inside a greyhound.
That's what Rory's agent said about him being like this.
He had run up the longest losing sequence of any horse.
Go on, you... Listen, he does nothing. I bet he's the one who'll get 3 medals at the end of the bloody race. He's not saying a word.
There's 6 people here now that know exactly how Stephen Redgrave feels. He just turns up and takes the money.
We'll go with his answer.
It's correct for 3 points. Well done, John. Yeah. Yes, the race you saw was Quixall Crossett's 100th successive sporting contest without a winner. Unique achievement for any British horse. Quixall Crossett is so bad he hardly ever finishes a race. Punters who back him always end up pissed off, but not as furious as the 93-year-old suffragette who's still waiting for him at the finish line. We just can't understand why he keeps losing. We've adjusted his diet, his saddle and his training methods, but nothing seems to work, said his jockey, Big Cliff Lazarenko. And at the end of that round, Matthew's team have 3 points and Steve's team have 3 points. Round 2, as our old friend Sporting Bluff, Steve, Rory and Joe, your question concerns Watford's manager Gianluca Vialli. Here he is spurring on his boys to a valiant defeat against Arsenal in this year's FA Cup.
Back in by Fisk, it's a great header! Oh, that's exactly what Watford required! And Gianluca Vialli starts to believe again.
What we would like to know is what really puts the lead in his pencil.
Gianluca Vialli says he gets an orgasm from gambling on horse races.
Gianluca Vialli says he gets an orgasm from watching Manchester United.
Gianluca Vialli says he gets an orgasm from eating his mother's cooking. But in the interest of fairness, can I just point out, Steve, an orgasm is that nice tingly feeling you get after a good safety shot.
OK, so Steve's team.
I thought it used to make you blind, not bald.
I think it's a bit unpleasant and pervy that it might be his mother's cooking.
I know, I thought that as well, yeah.
Guess who's coming at dinner?
Yeah.
Imagine his mother saying, "Hey, Gianluca, what's the matter with my pasta? You're not shoot your load yet."
It would actually make quite a good episode of Ready, Steady, Cook, though.
It does taste of pancake mixture, doesn't it?
Do you think there are any old grannies who are big fans of Steve sitting there thinking, I really fancy a pancake now?
You're only jealous because you haven't got any old fans who think, because they think you're too rude. Whereas I am, like, nice, clean-cut young lad. I dress up in quality clothes all the time, not like some of the crap
You're
you
dressed
wear.
like a bloody U-boat submarine captain. Like Admiral Gurnett.
It's a directive from our sports association. We're not allowed to wear bow ties anywhere. Roll next to us are very in.
Are you really not allowed to wear bow ties anywhere?
We've been told that none of the snooker players have got any personality. They've asked me what I can do about it.
Yeah.
Okay?
I like that chubby one. What's his name?
Chubby one.
The little chubby one that looks about 12.
Stephen Lee.
Oh, yes.
Why do you like it?
Because we look like we could have a good time at dinner together, Rory.
Joe, I'm telling you now, if you went to bed with him, he'd just think he was on a bouncy castle. You would get no satisfaction. You want a real man like this, a big fella.
Jonathan, can I just say something? Rory and I can check out of Fat Club, but you can't check out of Twat Club.
I hope you were cheering me on there and not the
What was the question?
What's the question?
Gianluca Vialli.
I'm assuming it's Manchester United. Isn't it?
You think, therefore, that Matthew is telling the truth? Let's see if you're right. Yes, Matthew had it right. Gianluca Vialli said recently, when United are at their best, I am close to orgasm after 90 minutes. Full orgasm comes 27 minutes later at the end of injury time. There are days when United have no effect on Vialli at all, when Luke Chadwick's face comes up on the giant screens. To be serious though, Vialli is a cultured man who brings Italian sophistication to everything he does. Even at the height of passion, Gianluca has a balsamic vinegar stroke. Matthew, Jonathan and John, keeping the Italian theme, your question concerns the old lady of Turin, Juventus. Here they are on their way to beating Paris Saint-Germain to win the European Super Cup.
Juventus are part-owned by Luciano Pavarotti.
Juventus are part-owned by Colonel Gaddafi.
Juventus are part-owned by the Vatican.
Gaddafi, does his son not play for the Libyan football team even though he's crap? Apparently he got the idea from Johan Cruyff.
The Vatican were going to sponsor him, weren't they? And then they pulled out the last moment.
But Pavarotti, I know he's a football fan. He loves Juventus. He's got a season ticket. Cost him 3 tenors, apparently.
I think it's really admirable that you've got the crankies in to write your jokes in.
Pavarotti put in 3 offers for Juventus, didn't he?
Yeah, 3 tenors.
3 tenders! 3 tenders! 3 tenders! For God's sake, man!
I'm sorry.
So what are we actually going to go with?
Jordan's a Catholic, isn't she?
I doubt it.
I saw at a party once, she knelt down and took the host in her mouth. You seen it? I'm back! I'm back! Apparently she charges 30 quid. Anyway, what do you reckon?
Vatican.
Vatican. Go on.
Vatican?
Yeah. OK, so you think Rory was telling the truth? Let's see if you're right. No, in fact, Steve was telling the truth. Colonel Gaddafi has recently poured his fortune into Juventus. The Libyan leader bought 6.4 million shares in the club, making him the second biggest shareholder after Fiat. Juventus now look set to buy Leeds bad boys Jonathan Woodgate and Lee Bowyer, but say the pair are unlikely to go straight into the first team. Colonel Gaddafi needs them to settle a border dispute with Algeria first. And at the end of that round, Matthew's team have 3 points and Steve's team have 6.
Thinking about winning.
Round 3 sees the shock return of our celebrations round. Matthew's team, here's Manchester City's Darren Huckabee scoring against Millwall.
And he finds Banabia. It's a good pullback and is well taken by Huckabee. And Manchester City lead by 2 goals to 1.
So, why applaud an empty stand?
Is that Vialli on a scouting mission and everyone else has legged it just in case he gets too excited?
They're not playing Stoke by any chance, because that would be quite a good turnout for a Stoke game, wouldn't it?
Go yourself with a burnt skin.
Actually, it was a full stand, but when the camera panned round, at a force of habit, all the Millwall fans ducked.
Yes, some of them have been in trouble with the law so often they turn up with pixelated faces or whatever. It wasn't empty at all, it was just full of jockeys. We couldn't just... It
worked fine.
I've got no idea.
Give Steve a call, find out what he said.
Yeah. That was him sitting at the back there with all his mates.
I knew they hated each other. I knew it.
We've got no real idea for this, have we?
Was there a match between Terry Griffiths and Cliff Thorburn in the Seniors World Final?
So, nobody's got the answer right. The answer is, in fact, given to us by lifelong Sky Blue fan and even more Blue comedian Bernard Manning.
Hurrah!
The reason is, Manchester City banned all the Millwall fans. They got their own back and banned all the City fans. Just like me. And that's the reason they're applauding an empty stand.
City will be leaving Main Road next year and moving to Manchester's new Commonwealth Games Stadium. It's easy to find. It's got a big sign outside with the word Olympic crossed out. Steve's team, here's Sweden's Jonas Björkman taking the inevitable 3 sets to dispose of paper tiger Tim Henman at the Australian Open last week.
And that's it. Well, I think we're going to see it. Here it is, the famous gesture.
That wasn't a celebration, that was deep vein thrombosis due to waiting for Tim to get a serve in. Apparently, Tim has been allowed to take his tennis racket on board planes because it's his job. OK, so he's to take his tennis racket on. If you go to Heathrow Airport at the moment and you look down the list, it's got, this is serious, right? This is serious stuff. No knives, no scissors, no blah, blah, no sharp objects, and right at the bottom it's got no snooker or pool cues. But how is it a dangerous weapon? What are you going to do, roll the pilot up behind the yellow? Straight to Cuba. And there we go. We've got the 7 times world champion Stephen Hendry. We've got 10 times world champion Phil Taylor, can't take his darts on board, and Tim Henman can get his tennis rackets on board. It's just not right. I'm sorry.
If they threw a dart on a plane, would it stay where it is as the plane keeps moving?
Is there a reference to when I used to sort of tour Swedish comedy clubs? I remember there was this sort of very famous...
I'm surprised you went to Sweden and went in a comedy club.
And there was somebody who did this silly walk. I can't remember what they're called, something like Galan, Sparkana and Aftershave or something. I mean, I could be wrong, I'm just plucking at, straws now.
I will have to look into that, but I'll give you 3 points. Well done. You cheating... It was actually a tribute to his country's top TV comedy duo, Galan Scarpana and Aftershave, one of whom apparently does an hilarious impression of a gymnast. So Jonas Björkman bases his game on a TV performer, and so does Tim Henman. He plays like Dale Winton. Tim Henman and Greg Rosetsky clashed at this year's Australian Open when Tim made the unbelievable claim that tennis tournaments apparently have a second week. I'll just wait long enough, I'll get a laugh.
I've just realised, I think they're in a different time zone.
And at the end of that round, Matthew's team have 3 points and Steve's team have 9. I'm with you, it seems very dodgy, very dodgy. Now it's time for Rory's palms to get even more sweaty as we play Field the Sportsman. Steve and Rory, blindfolds on when you get out there. You have 90 seconds in the traditional way to work out who you're manhandling.
Can I just say, if it's a bloke, should I come out and grab his cock or something? Just checking.
Yes, I think so. And can we have our first mystery guest, please? And your time starts now.
See, now, last week I got hit by a boxer, so I'm going to be very careful this week.
Hello, I found something down here.
I have been quite lucky. Oh,
What's this?
what have you got?
I've got wood.
Oh, no!
Oh, hello. I've just checked he's not wearing boxing gloves. Jesus Christ. I'm off.
Why is it you always get the good jobs, I get all the inanimate objects?
Oh, likes attract.
This is such a... What have we got there?
I don't know.
I think there's a... I'll just see how many there are.
Bloody hell.
Oops, excuse me.
I think the contents of Jordan's van bags are falling out here. They're quite large, though.
You don't think
Gee whiz. Did that ball by any chance have any holes in it?
What's your name?
Stick your fingers up Rory's nose and sling them at Jonathan.
Oh, you got that far?
I'm holding hands already anyway. Are we talking 10-pin bowling here, Nick?
I'm not going to give you 10-pin bowling, that's not enough. It is, in fact, Kirsten Penny, the top world 10-pin bowling champion.
Well done. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. I forgot what I was saying.
There's a sad story. One of the lads that works for us on Channel 4 used to shag this bird on, when he was married, he used to shag this bird on Wednesday nights, and his excuse that he used to go 10-pin bowling. So his wife, when his birthday came around, bought him a really nice brand new 10-pin bowling ball. So, you know, he took it every Wednesday. And then the following Christmas, they decided to have the Christmas party at a 10-pin bowling club, so he has to take his ball along, because he goes down, there's no holes in it. When you buy a ball, you have to have the finger bits cut out yourself, yeah. So he turns up, so say be the 10-pin bowling king. No fucking holes in it. Just be warned.
So, if you're a baffled wife at home, you now know the full story. Matthew and Jonathan, you're up now. Please.
Come on, Captain, we can do it. Those ladies' trousers you're wearing.
He's looking. Can we have our second mystery guest, please? Okay, and your time starts now.
Thank God I haven't got a blindfold on.
Oh, the size of those hands. Get off me! You're not eating now, you know. Aha. Aha. Wow.
Getting warm.
Careful.
Oh, wow.
Careful.
Sorry, did I tread on you? Did you like it? She's a lady and she likes a bit of rough. What the? Hold it. Hey! She's Siamese twins.
Yin and yang.
Two of them. Joined at the foot.
Is this a horrendous luge accident?
Leg. Other leg.
I've got...
Shoulders.
Yeah.
This not heady, I'm running.
We need more than just counting the body parts.
Well, I tell you what, you know, these split ends you could really deal with quite easily. Have they come to the wrong studio? Are they here for Jamie Theakston? Is it leg wrestling?
It's not leg wrestling.
Toe wrestling.
It is, in fact, our top toe wrestlers, Karen Davis and Hancock.
Oh, wow. Sorry, I haven't been hurt today. I didn't mean it. Oh, wow. Good wrestling. Yeah, okay. Nice tones. Wow. Lovely, that.
And so, the scores at the end of the round are Matthew's team with 6 and Steve's team with 9.
Ooh, come on.
Bring it on.
We end proceedings by playing the name game. This week, all the clues have to be given as mimes. The team in the lead goes first, which is Steve's team. Pass those along to Rory, please, Joe. Thank you very much. Miming only, as many names as you can in the next 90 seconds. And your time starts now.
Eating food. John Vialli. Yes.
Excellent.
Eating.
Tennis player.
Tim Henman. Oh, no, Bjorkman. Yes.
It's the most exercise I've had in 6 years. Right,
Snooker. Steve. Me. Steve Davis. No. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Yep, of course. Who else? Pardon me.
A woman with no hair. A bald person.
Yeah, excellent.
Goalkeeper.
Fabian Barthez.
Yes, lovely stuff. That's what I like.
Oh, Darren Huckabee.
Thank you.
Imagination.
Footballer.
Footballer. Heskey.
Golfer.
Golfer.
Colin Montgomery. Oh, the pretty boy then.
Oh, John Parrott.
OK, so you moved on to 16, which
What do we
means...
need? We need...
11.
We can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are
Give
you
us a
ready?
second. Hold on.
Now!
Oh, OK,
Jockey,
Quixall Crossett.
yeah, well done, you. Go on, you're good. OK.
runner. Linford Christie?
Yeah! OK.
Yeah.
Steve Redgrave.
Right.
Steve Davis.
OK.
Motor racing driver. Jensen Button.
OK,
Jonas Bjorn. Shoe.
Toe
Barefoot
wrestler.
Yeah.
toe wrestlers.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
OK. This one.
Swimmer.
Swimming.
With Booker Ian Thorpe.
Yeah. OK. Oh.
Tim
Tim
Henman.
Henman. Serena Williams.
No, Serena! No, sir! Tennis!
Big tits.
Go on, give us a motherfucker!
You can still do it.
Oh, I love the...
Nice belly ring, by the
I
way.
love the Pierce button.
Shut up, Billy!
Football.
Yeah. Sexy football. Beckham. Scotsman. He's a Scottish
McCoy.
footballer. Tiny jockey. Frankie
Dettori.
Dettori.
Yeah.
Nick, I've got to tell you...
Tell us the good news.
I've got to tell you, Jonathan, you've lost, but you've retained your dignity.
Thank you.
Matthew's team had 15, this week's winner is Steve's team with 16.
We're really close on where we got.
Yeah.
Do us a favour, mate. Give us a lift. I can't go on the tube like this. I think I'm creating milk. Is that possible? Is that clinically possible? Yeah.
So our thanks to Matthew, Jonathan and John, Steve, Rory and Joe. We're all off to reserve the seat behind Gianluca Vialli. My name's Nick Hancock. I think it's all over. It is now.
More comedy to come tonight. How I Got News for You is in a moment on BBC Two, and here on BBC One with Chewing the Fat in 35 minutes.